So, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a game that's been out now for, I don't know, like a month and a half, 2 months, something like
Something
that.
like
It's not
that.
been out for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's basically what spawned this entire, it was the catalyzing event, which spawned the Steam curator list. And, you know, it's just led to this nonsense happening in the video game industry. It's been happening in the video game industry for a while, but it was never as immediately apparent as when Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League came out, because of course, you know, they murdered Batman, and it was just a whole manner of absolute nonsense. So this game, you know, released and it absolutely died a death. The maximum amount all time concurrent players was only 13,500, so not that many. And currently, daily average is under 1,000 players, so this is completely dead. And then they released a free Joker DLC, so it's for free. It had a little bit of a boost to 3,000, like 3,500, which was on the 28th of March, 28th, 29th of March, and literally right now it's back down to 1,000 again. So it's dead. This is the creme de la creme of villains, and even they can't save Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
911 are playing as of 42 minutes ago.
Yeah, so I chronicled it. Like it peaked it again, went up to about 3,500, dropped down to about 1,000, went back up to 2.5, went back down to 1,000, went back up to about 2, and then it's just been this peak and trough, but the trough keeps getting lower every single time.
Well, the month of March, they were averaging what, 600?
Yeah, it's terrible. Like, it's actually the game is absolutely dead.
Wow,
dead, just completely dead. At this point, it's like digging up your, I don't know, like your dead nan and putting lipstick on her and parading around a party. Like, what are you doing?
well,
decomposing corpse. It's dead.
Kind of what the Joker looks like, at least as the character model. But anyway, yeah, this is nuts. This was what they counted on. This was the, because this is the most iconic villain.
Was recognizable worldwide, actually.
Yeah, and not great.
No.
How did they get talked into this stuff?
Well, a lot of the people that made the original Rocksteady games have gone anyway.
Oh yeah, no, I actually reported on the fact that the two founders bailed. They bailed on the studio right after this game was, well, not right after the game was announced, but after the game was in production. Yeah.
Look at this. With the season 1 free content. Mate, this is not getting season 2. If this gets season 2 content, my God. When do we reckon this is going to get destroyed? This has got to be one of the biggest drop-offs in video game history, right? Surely.
Well, don't they just, I mean, they could drop it at any time. I mean, nowadays, games rarely maintain support when they aren't really pulling in people to participate. But this has to be like the most embarrassing failure ever. Look at that. That's not good.
Oh, mate, that is insane.
And again, okay, so let's add some context and be fair. This is just on Steam, right?
But just on Steam Helldivers, there's hundreds of thousands of players.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah.
So,
no, I'm just saying is maybe the preferred platform isn't.
Maybe they're all on like PlayStation or something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they're all over there on Sony. But I think this game's already been on sale. I think
it was on sale before it even released.
They knew what they did. This is the other problem, right? Is like, Mark Kern, Grums, explained the other day when I was on stream that this is caused by financing, access to slightly less expensive financing, like a percentage lower, or maybe 2% lower than what you could normally borrow money for.
Mm.
You end up with this garbage. If you use this and you do this, we'll give you access to cheaper financing. You can go cheap the whole way. Or you're not going to recover the money you spent on this game. This game had an extra 2 years of development, if I remember correctly. And
yeah, this is a really like long delayed game.
Jeez, oh Pete, man.
It's so bad.
That's embarrassing, man.
Like the thing is, like there was a look at that's the slight little bump there. That's the tiniest little bump where they released it and then just go straight back down. So the thing is, it would be different if the DLC was good, and then it because the thing is that they could come out with a DLC that just redoes the whole game, right?
Yeah,
and just changes it, and then they get people back on side. But they're like, no, we are intent on this death spiral.
well,
We're going to die no matter what. We're intent on it. We're aborting ourselves at this level, this stage.
But you know who does that on the regular was Bethesda. Bethesda would release a completely broken game, and you would get like day one downloadable patch from hell. And then, like I'll give you an example. Fallout 76 was just the biggest flaming trash fire. I stopped pre-buying games. I stopped pre-ordering games because of that. I was like, no, and I made one exception, and that was for Cyberpunk 2077. And that was a no, and that was it. So I'll never do it again because of stuff like this. I'm like, with Fallout 76, for instance, they were constantly updating that to try to unbreak it. They did try. Yeah,
they were trying.
Yeah, but it was like a whole full game patch, like replace the game patch like every week or two because of just how messed up that was from the very beginning. And then because of its nature, because of how the nature where you are participating in an instance, like it's supposed to be an MMORPG, which it is certainly not. You're like, you would lose stuff. You wouldn't have a permanent camp location. You got all these other problems. I'm like, there is no point to doing any of this. And the idea, you should have just given up on a lot of the mechanics that you had in there when you realized you couldn't actually let the player have a settlement because they couldn't have a place to store their stuff. It's freaking disaster.
I mean, they admitted it anyway. Warner Brothers, they said this year Suicide Squad, one of our key video game releases in 2024, has fallen short of our expectations since its release earlier in the quarter, setting our games business up for a tough year-over-year comp in quarter one. Well, don't make garbage then. Maybe get a handle on it, Warner Brothers. Maybe don't hire Sweet Baby Inc.
Maybe just make good games that are going to sell instead of like capitulating to the woke asshats that are, infesting it. Now they're in a worse situation. Okay, so as the games companies collapse, because I've been doing videos on that. I know you have talked about it too. But as the game studios are collapsing and they're having all these layoffs and everything, they already booted out a bunch of people that were their quality workers. They brought in a bunch of cheap people during the global crisis that we went under, right? The COVID thing. And then now they have to get rid of more people. Well, you're going to get rid of some good people there. You're going to get rid of some talented writers and well, maybe not writers, but you're going to get rid of some talented developers there. And you're going to replace them with these advisory companies now? Look at what that does to you. This is freaking ridiculous. Gearbox is fucked.
Yeah. This is what it does. This is what it does. We can see it in real time. Get woke, go broke. This is it right here.
Wop, wop. Look at how fast it went down too. So on the left, right? On the left is what? Game Inception. So that was the beginning of February.
Yeah.
And then just look at it just tank. Just go.
Yeah, people were just like, this is shit. Like, I'm done.
Look at where it is. It is not even half of what it was. So if you count 12 days in to February 12th, there's like everybody's like, no, thank you. No, thanks.
Yeah, it's about on par with the spike that just happened, about the 3,000 spike, to be fair.
Goodness.
By the looks of it. That's crazy. Wow. Well, there you go. The Joker, twinkie ass gay Joker.
Oh wow! According to one of our
not
wonderful
saved.
chat folks, Fallout 76 currently has 10,500 people playing on Steam.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's
Skyrim, 20,000 plus.
amazing.
There you go. There you go. Well, look, I'm glad this happened. It's made for some very fun content, and I can't wait to see what they drop next to try and resurrect this dead corpse.
This thing's dead, man. This is dead. Speaking of dead, Tom's dead.
Tom is dead.
I'm dead.
However, Burke dropped $5. Says video games are becoming like books. You have to make 100 before you get one that keeps you in business. Never used to be like that.
Yeah,
I
have full bookshelves throughout my home, including this room, which was going to be the library. This has a 14-foot high, 14-foot wide bookcase in it to my left.
Yeah, look, you fancy pants.
Well, I have a lot of hardbacks. I try to protect them. So, but it's full. And I do not have enough bookshelf space in this house to hold all my books. So
very nice.
It is what it is.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for that, Burke, my dude. We'll shuffle on.